So I come out of jail, I had to start again. And literally, I had to go and get a night shift at a bagel factory.
You thinking just because you look like me that we think the same and, you know, my blessings should have been your blessings, it doesn't work like that.
One thing I learned in life, yeah, it's like, no matter what you do or what you've ever done, there will always be someone saying, he's not really that guy, or he's not serious. Always, bro.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Marry me to be a developer, so that's gonna come. What you do, the whole team, every single one of us. These watches I've known, these are challenge me.
Subscribe, do everything you need to do, yeah?
Welcome back to the CEOCAST, everyone. Today we've got something completely different, an episode unlike any other before. It's the first group chat on CEOCAST, and I'm proud to present it. I'm with Micquel, Bobby, and a returning guest, Rimzee. Today we're going to be talking about the hardships that they've learned in their past lives to the place where we are today and heading towards success. Even though these lot don't like to admit it, they're all successful in their own rights. I'll have you lot introduce yourselves. So Micquel, no one's seen you on the channel before, so let's give a brief introduction to who you are and what you do.
So my name is Micquel, I'm a fitness entrepreneur, producer. I'm a hustler, you know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler, I'm just trying to make a living, feed the kids, you know the vibes.
Bobby, go on.
So my name is Bobby Kasanga, founder of Hackney Football Club, it's a semi-professional football team.
Yeah, my name's Rimzee, I'm a rapper and I own a few businesses.
So, where do you want to start off, boys? I know you had this conversation going on before. Let's pick it up straight from where you lot left off.
For me personally, it's like if you're someone that's grown up in the streets per se, in the hood, you've kind of built up all the skills you need to lead a successful, legitimate life, because all the skills you're learning are very transferable to your everyday life, but nobody teaches you. Nobody shows you, oh, you know what you're doing there? You can actually do it legitimately this way. So we all, I guess, found that about the hard way, but it's about now, how can we teach those sort of knowledge to the younger people, basically?
100%. Rims?
Yeah, no. Do you know what? I think that's correct, man, 100%. Because you know what it is, bro? It's like most things is the same, innit? Like, for example, anything that you sell is the same, innit? Just depending on what field you're in, the terminology is different. Do you understand? It's the same thing. Market, what people want, supply and demand. It's all the same thing. Do you understand?
And Micquel, what sort of skills would you say play a part in what we're talking about right now?
For me, I've always been a people person, always been able to talk to people, but my biggest skill is a salesman.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, that's all I am. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to put me in a box, I'm a salesman. I know I can take a product, I can put profit on it, and I can sell it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've had that skill from a very young kid. From a kid, I used to get bikes, spray paint them up, strip them. Remember them stages there? I sell a bike, buy a bike for £15, sell it for 40 quid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was a business skill. But I feel like what Bobby was mentioning earlier, because I didn't have people who was financially illiterate, my parents and that, especially like coming from Caribbean communities and stuff, like they came here in the Windrush. So grandparents came here, they didn't really teach my parents or that my parents' generation any sort of financial literacy. And then everyone was just struggling, and there was no time to really be teaching us that our skills. They didn't really understand them. When I look back at it now, it's so simple.
Yeah.
All I need someone to say to me is, you see what you're doing there? That's what a business salesman does, that's what an insurance man does, that's what this person does, but I didn't understand. So it's taken me 34 years now to connect the dots, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, salesman, transferable skills, sell anything.
At what point, this goes for all of you, at what point did you realize that these skills are transferable and you can change it, you can shift it from that sort of life to a point where you lot are today? At what age?
I mean, I want to kind of stray away from prison, but a lot of it did come from me being in prison. I was someone that's making money on road. I've come to jail now, no one supporting me. How am I gonna make money? How am I gonna buy my canteen? So I created a casino, a betting shop in jail. So with creating those things, I needed the customers. So I had a lot of these sort of old school Essex gangsters who like to place their football bets and so on, but they can't place their bets. So I was reading the newspaper and seeing the bets that the England, that the newspaper do. I thought, okay, I can do that, because the bookies always win, they say. So I thought, let me try that. But you need, as Micquel said earlier, you need people skills. So I was able to say, yo, you man, I'm starting this thing. Do you guys want to take part? So if someone's thinking, oh, this guy's a dickhead, they don't want to do it. So the first thing you learn is that your people skill, communication. And if you can communicate well, that's how you can create a business, because your communication can get you speaking to the man them, but now you're going to go to the corporate world, you'll be able to have that same sort of language for them too.
Yeah. For sure.
Facts. I also feel like your reputation matters as well. So like, for example, if you're known on the road for flying straight and doing things properly always, when you come any where you bring that to, like in business, people always want people that's reliable, that's got a good reputation, that they can trust, because it's like, you don't want to do something with someone and you can't trust them, do you understand? So that one is another very important thing that you get from road, whether it's good or bad, which affects in the same way, innit?
Yeah. And you being a salesman now, Micquel, you've got your Venom powder. Is it Venom powder?
Power pre-workout.
Venom powder.
Supplement range, but I mainly focus on that one because Venom Power is a pre-workout, so it's a product that as soon as you take it, you get a feeling for it. And I feel like when you're in a market where you can make someone feel a certain way about something, it's an easier product to sell, which is why, designers, they advertise how they advertise. It's why influencer marketing works. You pick a person and then, you put this garment on, you're like, yo, feel good. When someone takes my pre-workout, they're like, yo, I want to go gym. So that's the main reason why I focus on that. But so far, we've mentioned trust and communication. I feel like integrity is also mad important in business, which is pretty much similar to the root of trust. But it's like, I feel like when people know that you're not accessible to everybody, you'll only do certain businesses and certain negotiation deals that are aligned with your brand and what you stand for. It's a great power as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're not just jumping on every single opportunity, because then like, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that. Then it's like your brand becomes sort of, has less value, because like, you're doing everything basically. So you need to sort of pick and choose the right connections.
Which is hard as an influencer like me, who, I wouldn't class myself as an influencer, but someone who has a profile where a company would say, oh, do you want to advertise this for £400? I think, I could do that for those right now, but you know what? That product's not aligned with my brand. I'm gonna have to swerve that.
It's true still, man. It's true, because even like certain things that when I was doing before, it's like if I had something that wasn't proper, I would always tell them that this one isn't the right one. Do you understand? So from giving them that transparency, they always trusted me and they always stayed with me, and then it made everything much better. Do you get it? Because they know like if I'm always gonna give them the 100, where other people would lie, and then obviously it just messes up everything.
What's a bit like your life? Because you haven't been on the podcast before, neither yourself, Bobby, but you've almost got like what it seems like a different direction when you come out of prison. So Rim's come out and he's got like his businesses in terms of his house and burgers and bagels, which everyone should know about on the podcast that we've done. But you have a big social media presence. Sorry?
End of the beginning.
End of the beginning, yeah. So you got a big social media presence, do a lot of powerlifting, a lot of bodybuilding, and I know you work with Val Hydrate as well. So
I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes at the moment. Obviously, I want to tell for the viewer, they're currently creating a documentary which is called Layers, and the cameramen are like situated around this podcast. And the reason why we're creating Layers is because for me personally, I do quite a lot of stuff, and I've been pigeonholed myself in bodybuilding and known as a fitness guy. But for me,
you're a lot more than that.
I've got so much more than that. So I'm actually a producer. I create adverts, create content. I storyboard content. I get paid by companies to create their content. Do you know what I mean? I'm just naturally a creative.
Yeah, I remember the first time we met and you said that, I was like, oh, no way. Like, I didn't know that at all. Yeah.
Which is why they're creating this documentary. So my journey on social media, I didn't realise this till the other day. My cousin said, she said, bro, you created a blueprint. Nobody's done it before you. Like, come out of prison as a thug. There's no other way to expose it, bro. Like, I alienated a lot of fitness influencers when I first come out. Didn't want to work with me. I'm on some, yo, fam, what you saying, we'll be training? And I was kind of like, yo, man, fresh out of jail energy. They were saying, not trying to intimidate no one, but just hungry for success. Obviously created my pre-workout. I won 4 shows, became 2-time British bodybuilding champion, and then started picking up certain sponsorship deals. I realised shortly that with my following, because I'm not that trending guy who's, likeable to everyone, I ain't got the comb over or whatnot, or what was fitting at that time, I'm not going to get to a certain level of sponsorship brand deals. So I'm going to have to create other avenues to make money, do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like I said, pretty much everything was sales. Like 2 years ago, selling hot tubs, do you know what I'm saying? I sell anything, bro, if it sells, I'll sell it. And just that feeling of making a legitimate income for me is just, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing really, do you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't know how to do this if I didn't come from the road. So
What about yourself, Bobby? Because you said you started betting in the prison.
So I mean,
just a quick one. What was it you're placing bets on?
So for example, Arsenal play Man United.
Okay.
Man United to win 1-0. Yeah. The bookies might have it at 8-1. Now I ain't gonna match them. I'll give you 4-1. Right. So Man United, Arsenal, you draw 2-2 might be 24-1, or I'll give you 6-1. Now, if I've got you placing a bet, you might have a chance of winning, right? And I have to pay you. But now they always say bookies always win. So if I got 50 people in the wing all placing that bet, 2 of you might win. I have to pay you, man. But I ain't paying you guys, the other 48 people who lost. are paying you guys. Okay. So that's how I started doing it. And then through the back of that, I opened up a blackjack casino table, 21. Yeah. That was a real money maker because anyone who's gone to casino before knows 21 is quick, fast pace.
Did you open that in prison as well?
Open that in prison. So before we started with matchsticks, so the chips were actually matchsticks, and then we'll have cards, dealing the cards. Literally, it got to the point that where every association I have 8 man all playing, and then I had a cut-off point. So it's not cheating, but if you owed me £100, that's it. You can't play no more. You stopped because I'm not trying to make you win your money back. So when you're £100, until the money transferred to my account, you can't play again. Yeah. So when my sister told me, the money's in the account, cool, here's more chips. That's how I started running it.
Yeah, so I think that's what I'm saying. It's about, like you said, communication and being that guy and being that go-to guy, really. Yeah. I've always been that go-to guy. Like, when I think about who I am in my area, take away the stigmas and all that sort of stuff. Like, my phone will ring for everything. Bro, my mum needs a TV. Can you get a washing machine? Can you get me this car? Do you know, and it does this. And I feel like that's how I kind of became a producer, because I realised I look and said, you know what, bro, I know a man for absolutely everything. If I need to shoot this advert, if I need to do this, I can get a car there in an hour. I can get a location. I can get all of these things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like one of the most powerful things in business is, like they always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
100%.
Network is your network.
When I add someone to my network, for me, that's like a thing. Like that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a vibe. It's like
that's like,
just feel like, yo, I've got some money today. I feel like, yo, you know what? I just added mine to my network.
Just added a link in it.
Before we were talking off camera about just being humble and being able to sort of remove the ego, right? And it's so much more to do with who you know and the connection and network. Like I said, I was doing all this in jail. Yeah. When I come out of jail, I can't go and run a casino or a betting shop. You got William Hill, Ladbrokes and whatever. So I can't compete with them, man. Yeah. So I come out of jail, I had to start again. And literally, I had to go and get a night shift at a bagel factory. So where no one will see me because of my ego, but at the same time, humble myself enough to go out and work for a living because I wasn't going to go back to jail. When I started my football club, semi-professional football team, we were just an amateur team, right? We were literally having buckets. I spoke about this on a different podcast before. We had yellow buckets stood outside the Tesco's in Wall Street, in Dalston, in wherever, with buckets saying support our local football team. And people were looking at me like, raw, are you mad? Like, were you outside? Were you outside of a bucket? I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But what they didn't realize that 1,000 people walk past, 300 people give you £1, that's £300. That's what we use then to support the football club. But at the same time, someone will come out, this goes back to what you're saying about networking, someone will come out, what are you doing? Oh, we're fundraising for a football club. Oh, take my card, I'm with Nike. Take my card, I'm with BT Sports. Therefore now I built up my network from being on the street with our buckets. And now, look at that, Nike sponsor our football club. BT Sports cover, paid for and sponsored our events. So those are the sort of things that people don't see.
It's true.
Yeah.
Even with network here, I don't think I've told any of you guys this, but obviously when I started CEOCAST, the whole point of it, I didn't really care about the subscribers, views, or anything like that. My main goal was I wanted to see how many people I can get in my phone book. And when I look at it now, it's just mad, like how many people I've come across. I've got you, yourself, everyone. And it's thinking, with all that network, obviously they say network is your net worth. One day if I wanted to start a business, bro, I know I could probably most likely have the link to sort everything out.
Facts.
To get the supplies or whatever, a restaurant. I got you there for burgers and bagels. I know you got the experience. You could help me out. Micquel, if I wanted to get into the supplement game, that's my hand right there. Football, anything to do with that, bro, Bobby, I know you're there as well.
It's true, because you know another thing as well, like obviously where I'm from, we don't chat to no one if you're not from my actual area, innit? Yeah. So when you go jail now, you meet people from north, west, south, east, far away, wherever. So now you know more people, do you understand? And it's like, again, going back to reputation, if your reputation is proper, people wouldn't mind doing business with you, do you understand? So what it is, like most man will meet people in jail and they feel like, yeah, that's a link. But then people kind of wait to when you get out to see how you're moving, see if you change, because a lot of man, they build relationships, they get out, they bump someone and then man was trying to snake me. Yeah. So it's like now, for example, because obviously I've always been a guy that flies straight anyway. So when I've been out, a lot of people that probably didn't even chat to me in jail because they thought, right, you know what, this guy is a bit too raw, he might be. They all try to shout me now. They want to do stuff because I'm doing stuff. Do you understand? And it's like, even myself, like, bro, I can get so much bait people to do this and do that for me, but I don't do that. If I need something, I pull on my Snapchat. People will send me loads of people. If I need a photographer, for example, I'll write on my Snapchat, yeah, opportunity, need a photographer. They'll send me about 10, 15. I'm going through them. All right, cool, this guy. I might meet 3 of them. Yeah, I like these youths, good energy, boom, cool. I want to make you look my photographers from now on. That's even how I got my video guy.
Yeah.
Like Zach, when I first met the guy, Black Bear Visuals,
Yeah,
he ain't shot no one big before. Man took him in, man showed him a few things. Now he's like my cameraman, do you understand? Through networking, bro. I do it all the time with everything. Yeah.
Let me ask about all you guys. So with the relationships you built up with the people that you met in prison and whatnot, are they people that you still know to like till this day? Or was it one of them ones where it's kept isolated in the prison?
Do you know what it is? I'll answer this one first. Like for me, yeah, I've kept a lot of relationships from prison, but I want to be the brokest man in my circle, bro, at all times. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Coming from the background that I come from, I kind of prefer to be the only one who's kind of been through what I've been through in my circle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when we was at school, I used to stay away from the geeks.
Yeah.
Because those nerds, I didn't want to be there. Now I want to be the nerd's friend. So it's like, I'll have my prison relationships, but I very rarely do business with them guys from prison. And that's one, because it's a risk. Because if this guy thinks like me and I think like him, and wires get crossed, then you know what I'm saying, it's only going to go one way. The hardest lesson I had to learn, bro, coming into business is, I reckon for the first 2 years, I got absolutely finessed all the time. I'm thinking, bro, I'm big, bad, rare, no one can't tell me nothing, I'm good. Man's not going to scam me. When I'm seeing how these business corporate guys are just absolutely finessing me, legitimately, I realise, bro, like, it takes skill to even survive in business, bro, because everybody's trying to get one over on you. That's what it's a business, bro. If you've got an item and you're trying to sell it to me, I'm trying to get the deal. I'm not caring about your pocket. And I came into business thinking everyone was my friend, and I realised, yo, bro, everyone's not your friend. It's every man for himself. Coming from a community where we taught to look out for each other, that was a hard lesson for me to learn, but I've learned a lesson now. And I still step with my best foot forward, but I'm also more conscious. Okay, cool. What's my man trying to get out of this? Actually, am I doing me a favour? Because sometimes the deal's presented to you, you know yourself, I'm going to say this and we're both going to hit you. Yo, from what you're saying, I got something for you. Yo, I got something that's good for you. No, bro, it's good for you. You're shouting me because you're trying to pattern your thing. These are all the things I had to understand through business, you know what I'm saying? So the answer to the question is, I kind of try and stay away from, and I kind of try and not do my business with man that are kind of from the same background as me. Rimzee, Bobby, obviously they've elevated to a certain level, so I can understand their mindsets now in a position where we both understand risk, we don't want to do each other over, and we both obviously got something to lose now, but there has to be, it's sad really, bro, because they're the people that I want to do business with, but like I said, man, I'm not trying to go backwards, and man's trying to go forward at all costs, and to climb the ladder, bro, like you said, bro, it's all about network, so I'd rather be in around with some people who, he only knows nerds. When I'm speaking to him, everybody he knows. And I hate to use the word nerd, but it's a good word and we should praise it more, do you know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you want to
I feel like, you know, like the whole stigma of nerd obviously being bad in school and stuff like that, like this guy's a nerd. I think that needs to change, because that's the best thing ever.
100%, but you know what it is though? It's just the way, the upbringing, innit? So the upbringing is like, if you're road, then you're serious. If they're not, they're neat. Because same thing, on road, I don't want no one around me if they're not on it. So everyone has to be serious, otherwise they're not rolling with me. Then now as I got older, these guys cannot help me because I've already got to my pinnacle. I can't go no further, do you understand? Now I need these guys to bring me to the next level, because it's gonna be a normal guy that's gonna know someone that does something crazy here that you need, and then from then it's a dominoes effect. And because of your reputation, they're gonna think, nah, I don't wanna bring my man, he's not that. But once this guy's your friend and he vouches for you, bro, you're in, do you understand? And then that's how you get to elevate.
But you know what plays a part as well is that why people tend to want to be bad boys, right? Because girls always like the bad boys as well. It was. I said this before. I always make this joke about the name Marcel. There's a kid called Marcel. He's a good kid. He's doing all the right things, but the girl's not interested in him. Oh, he's a nerd. But then Marcel changes, and now Marcel's Murder Mark because he needs that name. So now he's gonna do all that badness. And yes, for me personally, like you need to champion the good things that the youths do, because
it elevates them.
And it shows the young other people, you know what, I don't have to be on a bad thing. I can, like this summer, for example, we got eight kids to go and do work experience at a big company, right? People can see them as nerds, but at the same time, that's an opportunity for them. So back to your question about doing, keeping in touch with people from prison. I keep in touch with people. There's people who I trust. Like one guy, Mr. 10 Gears, he come out of jail. I made him a captain of my football team because there's auras. But that's not. But it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. There's other people who've come out of jail and reached like, yo, what's going on? I see you, cool, we're cool. But I won't necessarily have to do business with you. I don't necessarily have to hang around with you. But it will be love when I see you. If we're out and I see you, like, yo, what's going on? Good. Like, that's about it.
No issues at all. Just keep it mutual with each other. That's it.
Can I just quickly touch on? Sorry, I'm gonna quickly touch on basically what you said. You was on about Marcel turning to murder Mark. Like what I've learned in my lifestyle. You taught all these examples and was talking about parables earlier. When people speak in parables, like at young age, you learn about the tortoise and the hare, innit? It's like we was all trying to do the hair thing and rush it. Where, you know what I'm saying, that guy at school who was a nerd, just tried it. Then 10, 8 years, that man was sitting down now, but man's coming home and saying, how's my man got this whip? How's my man got this car?
Yeah, literally. I was going to say, on the flip side of the other thing is that when the nerd keeps on the straight path and he continues with it.
Forever, bro. Because, bro, you know what it is? There's probably like 2% of man them that's been doing road from young till they're older and they're even nice. Most men, they get to a stage where everything's getting so hard, they go mental. Because you know this life, bro, man are going mental, man are smoking crack, man are getting lifed off. Like, it's a lot of things that come with it, do you understand? So when man's doing this chase and then this stress from here and then jail and this, and it's just, man's going around in circles. Like, bro, sometimes man just give up. And then they're just complacent now, being no one. Then you see the guy the next day, he's sleeping on the road and because he's done all of these things and nothing's working, you get me? But to go back as well, one thing my brethren always showed me, you can't pour from an empty cup, you get me? And you can't help the poor being one of them. So, of course, if man want to help my block, I can't help them if I'm there with them, bro. We're all going together, do you get it? Someone's got to go out, make that risk, get to that next level, show them, man, yo, man, them, come, look, this, I got a root ball, man, we all come through, do you get what I'm saying? So someone's got to make that move.
Go on. I know you were going to say, yeah.
Why I'm itching to talk on that? Because, bro, I'm just going to talk about my social media experience. So, when I first come home, all the man, the comments, all the likes, trying to boost me up. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Got to a level now where man is starting to switch up. Like, right, man, that's nice. But what man didn't understand is, yo, you might have helped me get the cup half full, but you didn't help me get it to a level where I can reach back down. Now I'm still fighting. And I feel like man didn't really understand, bro, you man can make me successful, bro. You know what I'm saying? You drop a tune and the whole hood supports you and it gets to a certain level, you can make you like I've got the power. Yeah.
But it goes back to the saying. This saying is very. You guys will always you hear it. You get more support from strangers than people. Yeah. But this has been written from ages.
But I want to help my people, so I want my people to support me. That's the thing.
You know. It goes back to a story in the Bible, right? I think it was Jesus. It goes back to Nazareth or Galilee, wherever he was born, and obviously people are hearing all his stories, right? And someone goes, wait a minute. What do you mean Jesus is this miracle guy? Ain't that Joseph the carpenter's son? And he goes back and says this, a prophet is not recognized in his own town. So that saying stayed with me, that people in your own area won't support you as much as other people. Because other people don't know you, but people in your area, I know him, man. Like, who Rimzee? Who Bobby? Nah, man, he used to do this, he did that, he's not. But people who don't know you, they can see the hard work. But the people from your own area won't want to support, because they're like, nah, no man. So that's what that saying, it stays there. A prophet is not recognized in their own town. It's
so mad you say that, yeah, because just to put in like literal sense, sorry by the way, just to put it in literal sense, whenever I go up north or anywhere outside of my ends basically, I always get shown love, like saying you're doing a sick job of CEOCAST and all that stuff. The second I step foot within like A406 East London area, it's like I'm just normal Raheem. I get that people probably might support from the sidelines, but going back to your point, strangers support the most. Like if I go Birmingham or something like that.
It's true. So see when I'm in London, yeah, man will pull up to me like, yo, you're hard, yeah, but man's not a fan. Like, bro, we're all fans of each other. Like, I listen to everyone, bro. Do you understand? If it's hard and it's got substance, not everyone, but you know what I'm saying? So man feel like, oh, if I say I'm a fan, then I'm a dickhead. That don't mean that.
I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of you. That's why, if like, you know, we spoke and wanted to do a link up, fam. Yeah. I'm a fan of all my friends. Yeah. I'm a fan of you. If I'm not a fan of you, bro, then you've got no reason to even be around.
But this is what it is though. So man think like that. But when I go up north, bro, man are like, oh my God, Rimzee. Brother, last time I shot a video in north, I had to tell them, I had to kind of get onto them to bounce. There was following man everywhere. It was too much. Do you understand? I'm in London,
because you do music, right? Yeah. So when I interview artists, right, I will ask them like, oh, who you fucking with right now? Like, and they're always reluctant to say. It's like as if people are scared to say, yeah, no, I like my man, because you want to don't see that. What? No, if you like someone, say, yeah, I fuck with my man. Like, I think he's hard, but people are always reluctant to say on camera, who they support, which I always find strange.
Too much ego, my guy, man.
I think it's an identity thing. I feel like it's like, you know, like, and this is a touchy subject, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, cliche, but I'm gonna mention it. You know, when a white rapper breaks through, yeah, a lot of black people are what are willing to support. It's because it's almost like it doesn't look like me, and it's like we've got such self-hate. Man are looking like Rimzee, he looks just like me. I could be my man. I hear man arguing in the hood, and they're having conversations saying they could do what I'm doing. I could have been there. I'm like, I could have done, bro. No, you couldn't, because it's not just my aesthetics and the way I look. There's so much more that goes into building
the backbone, innit?
And the backbone that you don't even understand, bro. You thinking just because you look like me that we think the same, and you know my blessings should have been your blessings. It doesn't work like that. But as soon as someone who comes along who's from a different area who doesn't look like us, we want to go and support them. I don't really get it. It's a confused mentality. It's self-hate. It's the only thing I can put it down to.
Thing is, you got to be determined for everything that goes in with it, because going to your point about, you know, the backbone structure and everything like that, everyone sees the final product, probably like with your music videos. I've been on set with you a couple of times, like it's stress, it's mad. Even I was stressing, obviously in my video. But the whole backbone thing, like you get it, a lot of people saying that, you know, anyone can jump on the podcast. People might say CEOCAST is shit or whatnot, yeah, but there's so much backbone to it, it's hard to just, like, I don't have to explain it, you know what I'm saying?
One thing I learned in life, yeah, it's like, no matter what you do or what you've ever done, there'll always be someone saying, he's not really that guy, or he's not serious. Always, bro. Because I know a man that's done serious things, and there'll be people saying, oh yeah, my man's a dickhead. Like, bro, you can't make everyone happy. There's always gonna be someone saying something. So you just know, no one's gonna come up to you and deal with you in a certain way, and you know what you're on. That's the main thing, bro. Like, you ain't got to prove to no one. Like, you have to do something so crazy for everyone to start believing you that you're this guy, bro. You don't need to do that.
And in the world that we live now, sorry to cut you, in the world that we live now, we live in a world with trolls. Yeah. And I've now tried to learn to deal with them, because trolls is the way. Because before, it's like you're emotional, you're going back and you realize, wait a minute, why the hell am I going back and forth with someone I don't know that might not even be this person, it might be some random little kid. Yeah. So the best thing to deal with trolls now is just, you know what?
You just don't reply to them or block.
I just block now. Yeah. Before that, you give them so much energy because someone's saying something about you that you don't even know who this person is. Yeah. But that's what comes with success though. With success, you're gonna have opinions, and you can't be up yourself that it's all gonna be good comments, and the people are gonna tell you some hard truths about you, right? But there's a respectful way to do it. So if you're gonna be trolling, say what you need to say, but do it in a respectful way, and we can have a conversation. But when the disrespect comes, let's block them.
Can I ask you something though, yeah? Because I spoke to someone about this as well, even when I get people talking crap in my DMs or whatever, and when I speak to my boys or whatever, they're just like, yeah, block him. But then I had someone else say that just shows a sign of weakness.
That's my bro. I'm gonna go back to saying what I wanted to say. I'm talking about the transition, bro. I've come from here. I'm here now. This is my world. This is my realm. You ain't gonna come into my world or my realm and upset me. That's like waking up in my house that I'm paying rent for, and a man coming into my house and disrespecting me. Get out, bro, innit?
That's what I do. You know what it is? Do you remember Spiff TV back in the day? Some old school thing. Yeah. You see, when I used to go on Spiff TV, bro, I used to get ripped in the comments. I used to be so mad. This time I was young when I just started rapping. So I used to think, bro, I wish I knew who these guys was. But after so many years of that now, it's like, it doesn't even matter no more. I don't even care. If someone writes something rubbish to me, like, so if I write something on a blog page and someone writes shit, I don't even reply, bro. I don't need to go back and forth with some internet guy, bro. I see one thing, Master P, man was like, 2 mountains won't meet, but 2 men will. You get me, bro? So it's like,
nobody's gonna know it because lions don't care for the opinion of sheep.
Oh yeah, I seen that one as well. Yeah. So it's like, brother, man's not even interested with these troll guys.
But I like that one though.
Yeah,
2 mountains won't meet, 2 men will. Because you'll buck up with someone sooner or later, some way.
Like, what? No, I didn't say that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because there's so much, even man from the hood that will chat shit on internet. You see them and they're not on none of these things that they're talking about. But for the internet, they want to act, because you know what it is, this world loves gossip, and there's things going around, virals. Oh, this person said this person said that. And the reason why I'm not arguing line as well, because if you're arguing line, someone's arguing line with you, you're looking like an idiot. And then when they say this to you and you say this back, then the man are thinking, what, is this true? But you don't know. But if one man's chatting shit and 1 minute replying, you don't know, innit? Yeah. And then eventually you clock, this guy's a hater because you're just elevating still. So you're on some mad level and this guy's still at home on his computer chatting shit. So it's like, bro, who cares, bro?
What's been the pinnacle moment for you guys that's like a proper successful moment where you've had that moment and you thought, yeah, like, we've changed now. Not changed, but we've leveled up. We've elevated to get a higher position.
For me, it's about family, innit? Because obviously I went to jail for so long and obviously missed out my family. But a couple of years ago was one of the first moments. My nan phoned me and says, yo, my sisters have come from Jamaica. Obviously, you know, like the West Indian community, she wants to show off, innit? Obviously, these times I'm driving a big E63S. I've got them 5 up and that, took them to like Stratford-on-Avon, which is probably like usually like going to like the seaside or something like that. They take about an hour and a half away or something like that. Got them in the big whip and pressing and all that. And that. But for me, I got back and said, you know what, bro, like, I've just put myself in a position where my nan can now show off to her sisters and all that, like, this is my grandson, and I feel like, you know what, this takes me on to something else I want to mention. I forget about this all the time. My nan never came here, bro, in the 60s with nothing, left her son in Jamaica to come here and struggle. For me to be out here, bro, going to jail, that's a joke, bro. Like, she went through all that struggle, raised 3 daughters on her own, left her son, my man's going to jail. Like, it's a big disrespect, and you really check it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man need to do better, bro. You can't really, you know what I'm saying? To like, man need to do better, man. I ain't got this watch, I ain't got this car, I ain't got this, bro. They never had nothing, bro. And they still put a roof over my head, bro. I can't really disrespect it no more. You know what I'm saying? I had to, at that point, I kind of woke up and said, you know what, but we need to do a little bit better. And then to see my kids' faces when I can take them to shopping and take them out and do all of that, bro. These are the real blessings in life, bro. Everything else is just stuff, bro. It's not really even important.
It's facts though. Even like when man's mum used to come visit man on a visit and that, and like, you might have bare things going on in your head, but you always say, yeah, no, everything's all right, and you're acting happy, you get me? Because at the end of the day, it's not about you, it's about your family. And bro, all this trouble man's brought my mum from her whole life. It's like, me, I can't do all this jail, been through all this shit to become nothing. Now, I need to just go mad with everything that I'm doing, you get it? And just go crazy with it, bro. Because, bro, like, of course, at the end, my story's going to be mental, but that's what man needs to do, bro. I've been here, I've been to this level, I've been on this stage, I've been on this stage. Now man's trying to mash up a next stage. And I don't think I've changed. Man's just focused, innit? Like, I know what I need to do. I know what way I want to go. Man's aware of what I don't like. And the man just has to, like, protect myself in every way, you get me, so I can continue going to where I need to go to. Because that was my problem before, was like I wasn't protecting nothing. So I'll be this here, then everywhere, and then I'm up involved in bare stuff, and it's just bringing me backwards, you get it?
Bobby?
I mean, for me, there's a whole list of things. When the football club became semi-professional, that was a huge moment for me. Got invited to Downing Street by the Prime Minister. This is like 2 years after coming out of jail. So I'm sitting in, so I've gone there, I got the email, yeah, you've been invited to Downing Street. I'm like, oh, Downing Street. So I've gone there, and they're like, yeah, there's a chair there, that's for you, that's for Jamal Edwards, and that's for Rapman. And I'm like, wait, Jamal Edwards and Rapman, like, these are like two, one's written Blues Story and one's doing this, and I'm sitting here with them. So for me, that, for the fact that they saw my value as high as them, man, to put them on me on the same platform to talk to the youths, that was amazing. Nike sponsoring our football club, another huge one. I mean, when Hackney Wick FC played in the first ever FA Cup match, I'm like, I started this football club from nothing and we're playing in the FA Cup. So there's been huge amount of things that I've been so proud of, and happy to say that it's been a success. Yeah.
I'll say as well, I forgot to answer the question. I feel like man's biggest achievement was buying the yard. When man first bought it off auction, I was like, "Raw, this is mad." Like, man's really bought, man's a property owner now. When man opened man's shop, that was mad as well. When my mixtape charted, because it's like I never took music serious, and even where I freestyled my career, man's charting still. It's like, imagine now if man focused and did it properly, where I could go to. Even one of my moments when I met Wiley, because as a little youth, when I started to do MCing, grime, was because of these man. So when one day man shout me like, yeah, come link me at studio, it's like, raw, this is mad, you know what I'm saying? This is a proper legend, bro. So what other moments is what I say is crazy. Obviously coming home, obviously my family could see me out, I see my family healthy, having a child, my daughter, you get me? That's another one of man's achievement. So yeah,
and I ask you both a question. This is a question I want to ask, because this is something I struggle with. Like, obviously you've asked me that question, yeah, and if I sit next to a family member, they'll be like, yo, why didn't you mention this and this? But I feel like for me, I don't really live in the moment, because I'm kind of like on it and trying to get to where I get to. I feel like I'm guilty. I don't know if you used to go for this, but almost forgetting the achievements, bro. Yeah. Because I'm always on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. You know what I mean?
I would say definitely, because I'm a man of ideas. I'm a creative. I'm running about 6 different businesses as we're talking right now, and I've got plans to do others. And my missus is like, slow down. Like, even she was telling me, you sure you want to go to Birmingham? And I had to think twice. I'm like, nah, I promise her, man, I'm going to go. So I'm going to go, because at the end of the day, but she's like, you need some time to rest. So sometimes you don't. So when I do sit back and go, wait a minute, Sadiq Khan come and visited my football club, and then he shouted me out on ITV saying the work that I'm doing. So sometimes you have to sit there and feel like, well, you know what? That's mad. Actually, I even forgot one. I won a Daily Mirror's Pride of Sports Award. which was mad. It was presented to me on TV by Jermaine Defoe and Fran Kirby. So for me, it's like from where I've been, it's just like sometimes you have to give yourself a pat on the back. The other day I said, yeah, give yourself a pat on the back sometimes. It's not an ego thing.
Yeah.
It's just, so you know what? Actually, I'm working hard and actually take my accolades. So next week we're meant to go away to the Caribbeans, just to say to the family, no, we've done well, let's go away. But obviously, COVID is stopping that again now. So, but yeah, sometimes you need to reflect and sit down and say, you know what?
I feel like you still going?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say yeah. Sometimes
I feel like my one's kind of difficult because it's like even when I do a lot to myself, it's like I still can do more. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like when people praise me about this, it's like, yeah, don't worry, man. We still got this to do and still got this. But I'm not gonna lie, but where man's coming from, man's gone so far because like with the stuff I'm doing, I've never seen older man in my ends ever do. You get me? So I'm showing people that's because you know the difference between me and a lot of youths. A lot of people are from road where they just grew up in the area. Like me, I was the main one, like heavily involved. So for me to do stuff, it's mad for me doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not a normal guy. I'm not a guy that was just cutting through now. I was the main one, you get me? People just come looking for me. So when I do stuff, it's like, it shows man them that's proper road, like, yo, we can do this. And man's whole thing is like, I felt like, even in jail, you see it as well. I don't want to talk about jail too much, but you'll see man them, the proper man them, they meet guys that's supposed to do this and do all of this stuff, and they got the guy that's mugging them off just because they're trying to make a link. Like, my thing's never been that, bro. Like, bro, if this guy doesn't want to deal with me, cool, bro. I'm going to find my own way. I'm always going to find a way. Do you get it? And with that mind, that's how man just kept elevating, you get me?
That's the number 6 or 5. That's stay solid, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to what you believe in when you got to stay solid, man.
I see bear man getting mugged off and that like a joker, bro.
You know what?
You see that as well? Mm-hmm. Man say, oh, this guy's a plug.
Yeah.
Just bringing man food and all that to his soul, bro, like some joker.
See, for me, I'll be totally honest with you, like, my proudest moment and my greatest moment is the weirdest thing ever, bro. Most people don't understand this. Bro, I opened my fridge and there's about 6 months gone, bare food started dropping out, bro. And I just started laughing, bro, and tearing into my eye and saying, this is mad. I just gone shopping and that, and obviously, bro, I've got a big fridge, bro, like a double fridge, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And open it and bare stuff, I'm saying, look at this, it's mad, bro. Like, as a youth man,
where you used to be an empty fridge before.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to say to bro, I've got food dropping out, I'm trying to cook stuff because shit's going out of date, and I'm thinking, man's not even realised. I feel like I was asleep so long in my journey, like next move. I didn't reflect for probably 3 years, bro. And then not reflecting for 3 years, and I'm looking back now, I'm saying, wow, bro, like, even the little things like, man can go buy 5 those trainers or a rare top or go and do this or, you know, so man's going out to date. I'm not
things that you couldn't do before.
It's normal now, the lifestyle's elevated. Not that I'm not encouraging no one to do that. I'm trying to say to do it yourself. I'm thinking the lifestyle elevated so far, I've not even noticed how far I've come. Do you know what I mean?
It is as well, is that how I judge my success is that my daughter can ask me for something,
and this is what I was about to
and I can say yes.
That was the next
and the only reason I'll say no is if I want to say no because you misbehave or I don't think it's the right time for you to do that. Whereas before, the no was because couldn't afford it, I couldn't have it. So that's the only way I could judge my success. And my biggest fear, and this is my biggest fear, which motivates me, is the fear of not being able to provide. If I can't do that, it makes me, it scares me, like literally my heart starts beating if I feel, oh my God, I can't pay this or I can't do that. That's my biggest fear. So that's why I go so hard.
But that's what I was about to come on to next. Like, I was basically going to say to yo, when my kids ask me so special, my daughter, like, and she thinks she's finessing me. Dad, can I have 40 quid for rare? I'm sitting there laughing now, I'm thinking, no, that's do your thing, man. Yeah, can I have 40 quid? Yeah, here's 50, go and do your thing, have a good time. So what I'm saying, I'm thinking to be in that position and just not even notice that I'm in that position, that's the blessing, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that when I was asking my mum for 50 quid and she had to think, yo, I'm trying to work it out. You know what I'm saying? How am I getting that? Where's it coming from? Do you know what I mean?
Facts. I remember when I was young, mum used to buy me bare stuff. Then it got to a stage where I was getting too old. My stuff was too expensive. It started to be hard. So man had to start grinding. So, you know, the fear of failure, bro, is just the maddest one. That's why I just can't stop. So people be like, I only been out as well like 2 years, yeah. But man done so much in the first year. But it's like, reason why as well, it's pressure as well because, you know, social media, I'm seeing all these little kids with all these mad things and I'm thinking like, yo, brother, I need this, but I'm older than you, so I can't be following them. Man's got to set the trend. So you know what? These men are buying kettles, I'm going to buy the yard, cool. The house is there, so I'm ahead and then boom. Because I feel like before, I was doing stuff no one was doing. Now I'm coming out, I can't follow the crowd, I've got to lead them again. So cool, I'm going to go here. So by the time they go to do that, I'm doing something madder. Then they go there and they just keep going in it. So it's just like the fear of failure one, and it's always like, you know what it is? I like being the guy in it, that guy. I just love it. if I'm not that guy, I'm not myself. Do you understand? With Joe, it messes up with confidence because
When you say that guy, what do you mean? For people,
that guy, innit? I'm just a guy, innit? I don't know, how could he explain it?
That guy.
Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, in jail, the man them know me. In jail, the man them know me, you're that guy, but to Scrooge, you're just another prisoner. Like, oh, yeah, you're only getting 2 meals. Oh, you bang up at this time. So that kind of messes your confidence. So when you come out again now, and it's like, you got the freedom to do what you want. If I want to lay in my bed for 20 days, I can. If I want to just bite it, I can. Whatever I want to do, I can do it.
The art is goal for me as well. The art of success is being that guy without nothing. Like, I remember stages where man said, yo, you coming out tonight? Where I'm thinking, I ain't got a rollie, I ain't got this and I ain't got that, bro. Now I'm on the thing where, yo, bro, I walk anywhere naked, like nothing. This is me, bro. I walk, like Jay-Z says, I walk in every room myself. And man would say to me, yo, up, man, you're doing all right. I'm saying, bro, when you see me post a picture in the stonewashed jeans, the brown shoes, and a white t-shirt, that's when I made it, because none of this material stuff now, no more. That can't validate me, bro. My mentality past that, you get me?
I mean, also, what is making it? What can we really define as making it? Because I can say,
it's different for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's different. Me, I can say I got 2 children. I'm engaged to my partner. We live in a lovely home. For me, that's making it.
Yes.
Someone in Africa can say has the same thing as me, maybe not living crazy, but they can also say they've made it. So how you make it is defined to you as well. What success is for you. So someone working at Tesco and becomes the supervisor for the night shift, for him, that could be them making it.
This is why I always ask that famous question on my podcast. I always end it with, what does success mean to you? Because it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. So that's the end of part 1. There will be 2 parts to this, so make sure you subscribe. We want to see 3,000 likes on this episode, and come back next week, Sunday, 7 p.m, to hear the rest of this conversation.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Marry me to be a developer, so that's gonna come. What you do reach the whole team, every single one of us. These watches I've known for, these are
Challenge me. Subscribe. Do everything you need to do, yeah?